What's up, everybody? Welcome to Normieville.
Well, we call you normies.
So, in this particular episode, I want to have another talk about Larsa Pippen and Marcus Jordan. Now, a few days ago, we did a video where Michael Jordan was discussing, well, I wouldn't really say discussing, but he gave a one-word answer when the paparazzi asked him about if he approved of the relationship between Marcus Jordan and Larsa Pippen. Of course, his answer was no. All right. He got in his vehicle. He left. A few days, I think a day or two later, Larsa Pippen and Marcus Jordan go on their podcast. I believe what's the name of that podcast? Separation Anxiety or some shit like that. In any case, they went on there. And Larsa Pippen was talking about how she has 11 eggs. She's still open to having children, things of that nature. This whole insurance policy term that she was talking about, which seems kind of weird, but Larsa Pippen might secure the bag from Marcus Jordan from the Jordan family, just like she has secured the bag from Scottie Pippen with half his retirement. Speculation, of course, but I mean, it kind of looks that way from the normies like myself. In any case, you remember the one-word answer that Jordan gave. Well, apparently, Larsa Pippen has a big problem with that. Okay, as you can see here from TMZ Sports, it reads: Larsa Pippen embarrassed and Trump. Hold on, wait a minute. Larsa Pippen embarrassed, traumatized over MJ's comments on Marcus' relationship. Sad, isn't it? Traumatized and embarrassed. Damn. So we're going to get into this article from TMZ and see what Larsa Pippen had to say regarding her problem with Michael Jordan's reaction. Let's go. Larsa Pippen says she was not a fan of Michael Jordan's recent comments, of course, on her relationship with his heiress son, saying they were flat out embarrassing and traumatizing. Now, I don't understand how that would be embarrassing and traumatizing to her, because you have a relationship with his son, all right? And whether you like it or not, his approval or lack thereof does count. And whether he likes it or not, I mean, well, that's your problem, unfortunately. Not his son's, because he can just ditch you whenever he wants. But how is that embarrassing to you? Because you want this to be such a loving and such a enriching relationship to the public eye? I don't know. Scottie Pippen's ex got real about the situation on the newest episode of her and Marcus Jordan's Separation Anxiety podcast, saying that when MJ claimed last week he didn't approve of her romance with his son, it really, really bothered her. Of course, we had to pull out the tears here. We got to pull out the trauma and how it bothered her and how somehow it's affecting her mental state and her. While Marcus said he believed it was all blurted out in jest, in fact, he suggested his dad may have been a little tipsy off tequila when he fired off the remarks. She said she wasn't laughing at all. Quote, "I didn't think it was funny," she said. "There's nothing funny about it. I was kind of embarrassed," she added. The audacity of this woman to say that she's embarrassed by it. If anything, Marcus should be embarrassed by it, because he's the one that's dating you, and that's his dad, and his approval counts toward his dad, not towards you. You're the one dating his son or dating Marcus, okay? So his approval, disapproval means that you might be on the outs, which is bad for you, but embarrassing, I think not. And it could have been said in jest. He was leaving the paparazzi. The paparazzi wasn't going to leave him alone about the question, so he had to blurt out something. And he could have said yes or no. And Michael Jordan does his thing out there, okay? So he could have been tipsy, all right? And if you had a problem with it, you could have talked to Michael Jordan via Marcus, or if you know his family so well, you could have called probably Jordan yourself and be like, "Hey, Mr. Jordan, wait a minute, you know what, hold up. Where's my sound effect here?
Hey, Mr. Jordan. Yes, Michael. I have a quick question. I'm sorry to bother you. I know you're kind of busy at the moment, but if you don't mind, could you possibly explain your answer to the paparazzi the other night? Because, I mean, you know, I'm dating your son, Marcus, and I really want this to work, but I want you to be happy with it too. So if you don't mind, if you might have a problem with our relationship, could you maybe explain so I could be able to defend myself, just between us? That would be great.
She could have did that. But no, of course, the court of public opinion is always the preferred method. I'll talk about that on another video on another channel, but you see what's going on here, right? Let's read some more. Larsa explained that most of her issues with the comment stemmed from previous conversations she had with Marcus and his family. She said she had been assured over and over again that there were no problems amongst the Jordans about their relationship, and it had all led to her ultimately telling the media members that Michael was okay with everything. Quote, oh, wait a minute, hold on, let me get to the back of the voicemail.
I was like, traumatized, she said. I'm like, oh my God, what are we doing? People think I lied.
Okay. Now, again, even if Michael Jordan might have initially said that he was okay with it, it's possible that he can change his mind. It's a free country. We live in the United States of America, and we wake up, it's a new day every day, right? If the Lord blesses us to be on earth another day, another few minutes, we have the freedom to change our minds. So he could have been cool with it at first and then not been cool with it today. Who are you to question that? I mean, again, like I said before, in my nice lady voice, if you had a problem with it, you can call him and hash this out personally. But I forgot, it's 2023, everything's public, and then we hash it behind the scenes later on, right? But we gotta make it in public first and make a drama about it, and then clean it up later in person after the ricochet and the ripple effect is already in place. So I get it. Marcus, though, said Michael reached out multiple times after he made the remarks and insisted he was okay with the couple. Marcus added that he believed MJ didn't outright say that last week because he didn't want to fuel any speculation that the two were only dating in order to stick it to Scotty, his former Bulls teammate, who he since had a big beef with. But Larsa said on the pod, it's all water on the bridge at this point, telling the audience she and Marcus have talked it out and they're moving forward united. Well, you can do that. I'm sure in the back of your mind, though, you're still wondering if Michael is actually okay with this. But to save face, to make sure that you're not insecure about what's going on, you have to say, well, me and Marcus talked about it. We're going to move on. We're just going to, let the chips fall where they may. Who cares what anybody thinks, right? Also, Marcus said he told you that, hey, my dad was cool. Now, whether he's lying or not, that remains to be seen. But he's trying to give you assurance. So again, why do you need to blast it on your podcast unless you're trying to get views? And I don't think this is actually on YouTube either, because I looked it up. I think this is just on Spotify because they don't want to be seen. I'm sure that they might not want people using this for content like myself and others. So they probably just got this. On Spotify, or one of those radio or podcasting, outlets or platforms. And my last thing I want to say about this statement right here, which is important. Michael Jordan and Scotty are former teammates. There is a visible beef going on between these two. And I'm sure Michael Jordan does not want to make the beef any deeper or any louder in the public and on social media or wherever by saying, yeah, I was cool with it. Because like he just said here, he didn't want it to fuel any speculation that the two were only dating in order to stick it to Scotty. He's actually trying to protect you too, dumbass. Because guess what? Not only is the rumor out there that Michael Jordan letting this go because he's trying to stick it to Scotty, his former teammate, for hating on him, there's also a big rumor out there that you're trying to stick it to Scotty by dating his enemy's son. Right? By the way, you did just have his retirement. The other rumor is that you're trying to make a come up. Like you're deleting two birds with one stone here. You're making a financial come up. Meanwhile, you're sticking to Scotty as well. And you're helping Michael Jordan with the beef with Scotty. It's all centered around you, and it's all negative. So he's really trying to save your high, your reputation, your image as well in all of this. But what do we know? We're just normies, right? Larsa Pippen is trying to express her displeasure in the response to the question a few days ago with the paparazzi about their relationship and his approval or lack thereof. Marcus has tried to reassure her. Doesn't like it's working. Now she's blasting on social media for the court of public opinion to probably come back at Michael now and say, well, why you don't approve her when you said you did? And, you know, I thought we was cool and all that, right? Really, she's creating more drama, more chaos that she doesn't have to by even putting this, by even expressing her confusion or displeasure about this on her podcast, you know? Well, like I said, it remains to be seen if Michael Jordan's actually approved of this because he really hasn't said a lot about it. So we'll see if he actually approves of it in the future or not. In the meantime, I'm sure Larsa is going to continue to move forward with the relationship, and we'll see if it blossoms or if it hits the bottom, right? So thank you for attending another episode of Normieville. You know me, I'm just a normie here to bring you the latest and greatest in sports news, entertainment, and politics. Let me know what you think about this foolishness down in the comment section. And please, please hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and the notification bell on your way out of the door. And I will see you on the next video.